Hi folks, it's just me again. Nothing really serious, but this is something that has been on my mind for about 10 years, maybe even longer. I had this vision when I first read the verse, and the verse is in Exodus chapter 32, verse 33. And I've been praying about it ever since. Because it could be interpreted as, it could be interpreted as the Lamb's Book of Life, but I don't believe it is. And it could be interpreted as one of the other books. On Judgment Day, it says the books are opened, and one of them is the Lamb's Book of Life, and the other one, I believe, or the other books are the ones that record all the criminal activities and all the negative and all the sins and stuff like that. But I'm talking about a specific book that God talks about in those verses, Exodus 32, verse 33, where he talks about his book. God says, my book. And I believe I've just got a little confirmation from it. Listening to some of the believers talking today on Just in Time, he had a conversation going on with a lot of with some other believers talking about this and that started to spark my my imagination or that vision. And then I was on Facebook just reading around and reading some of the other comments there, and that really set off that, it really brought to life, set fire to that vision that I had about God's particular book. And based on that, I was just thinking that we can look at the Bible, and we can read the Bible, and we can see all the people recorded in the Bible, from Adam and Eve to Moses, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and King David, and all the prophets, and all those people that were leading up to Jesus himself. All the New Testament people, they all set the stage for Jesus, and their names were all recorded in there, and they're all recorded for the rest of forever, for anyone to read. They were all setting the stage, preparing the way for Jesus, for the Son of God to be born, so that when he was born, or when he happened to be born, the whole history changed, the whole history of mankind. From that point on, people getting into God's book was a lot easier. And through the New Testament, we can see all those people that were recorded there too, and they will be preserved for the rest of forever, because the Bible is going to be preserved for the rest of forever. But then that got me thinking that you, ordinary virgins, you ordinary servants, you wise virgins, you servants of the Lord, you prayer warriors, your name will also be recorded for everybody to read for the rest of forever. Because I believe that God's book will be called something like the Book of Time, and it has been written from Adam and Eve on, all the way to the end of the 1,000 years of peace. So his book will be about time and everybody that has been a part of his kingdom, part of his plan, that has come out of the salvation offered when Jesus was born. So that at the end of the 1,000 years of peace, this book will be complete. And once the book is complete, the Bible itself will be put into God's book. And also your life story, everything that you've done for the Lord, from your birth up until your death, or up until the rapture day, your life will be recorded in a book. And that book of your life will be placed into God's book of time, so that at any point after the 1,000 years of peace, that book will be on display in God's holy city when he brings the city down to the earth and when he makes earth his final home. So that, say, 10,000 years from now, when you're exploring one of the planets in some distant galaxy somewhere, you can become friends with someone, and at some point in their night sky, you can point to the stars, and the brightest star in the universe will be the Earth itself. When God makes Earth his home, that'll become the brightest star in the universe, so that no matter where you are in the universe, the brightest star there will be Earth, and you can point to them and say, that is God's home, that is Earth. And if you want to, we can go check out his book, and you can see my portion of God's book in the book of time. So somewhere in God's book of time, in God's particular book, will be your chapter, your life story, you wise virgins, you servants of the Lord. So you're going to be recorded in the same way that the life of Jesus is recorded, in the same way the life of Abraham is recorded, in the same way the life of Ezekiel and Jeremiah. They've all been recorded in a particular book. And we can read it, and we can go back at any time and just and check out their portion of the Bible. Just like one day we'll be able to check out your life story in God's particular book, the book of time. So take heart, be encouraged. Your life story is going to be recorded, and everything that you've done is not going to go to waste at all. Everybody will see it for the rest of forever. You're a portion of God's plan. You're a portion of God's life story. You're a portion of God's book that he's writing himself. So that's that. Just a little tidbit based on a vision that I believe was confirmed today, listening to all the believers that I've been listening to and reading about on Facebook and on YouTube. So that's that. Your name and your life story is going to be recorded for everybody to hear for the rest of forever. And it'll sit alongside the Bible. And of course, the Bible's going to be a book that's more special because it's God's spoken word written through those particular servants. But then so is your life, because the Holy Spirit is living in you. And you're doing your best to read all of the Bible so that your conversation is naturally going to speak God's words. So that's it. I guess that's all I have to say. I just wanted to talk about God's book, the one that he's writing, the book of time. So that's it. We will see you all at the Eastgate meetup, and we will all have a good laugh and a good time recalling stories and each other's life stories and everything else like that there. So be a blessing wherever you are in internet land and YouTube world. Keep planting the seeds of the gospel, because the Holy Spirit will water it. Even if people in your life are passing you off, just keep talking about the Bible. Just keep talking about the gospel, because the Lord will be here soon, and we got to keep planting seeds so the Holy Spirit can water it, and that those people can, at the very least, be included in the other flock, if not in the main flock. So that's it. Take care, stay in prayer. We'll see you in Jesus' kingdom somewhere over there, or maybe somewhere up in the air. Alrighty, and remember, Jesus rules. Talk to you later.